Today I'm going to do something a little bit different, which is to tell a story from my past. This was my 18th year. I was living in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and the story begins with the predicament that I was in being in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I went to the University of South Florida in my 17th year. That is, I was able to start college a year early because of my grades, and also because I so hated being in school. But after about 6 months of the extremely disorienting experience of being in college, I thought I had another idea, which was that I was going to join my friend and play music in coffee houses. My friend's name was Ron. He was a guitar player, and I played stand-up bass and cello in this duo that we called ourselves Larry Champaign Trio. That's because we thought of ourselves as being sort of inspired by a fictitious character named Larry, probably who drank champagne. Anyway, at the time that I quit school, we literally had one paying gig at Appalachian State in Boone, North Carolina, which was an insufficient reason to quit school. But no one says that young men at 18 years of age have any idea what they're doing. So we did our gig in the fall of 1973. And then we thought we might be able to get more gigs in Chapel Hill, except what really happened was that Ron realized that he had bills to pay and he needed to just get a job. So Larry Champagne Trio was not happening. And I had already begun to discover the reality that I was going to have to take care of myself and make a living somehow or other. I began to do this by taking any job that I could. One, for example, was working at a hospital construction site, sanding the paint that had been sprayed on the walls all day long off. It was hard work, 8 hours a day, sanding. I had big biceps after about a week. But that work ran out. And I remember there was another time when I worked in a health food store, kind of the night shift washing dishes. And they said that I could eat things that were in the coolers. So I ate an enormous amount of cheese because I was starving, and I ate so much cheese I got sick. So it was pretty grim. I remember talking on the phone to my mother. I was not really in close communication with either of my parents. She realized that I didn't have very much to eat, and so she sent me a whole box of instant oatmeal, which, when I think about it now, is insane. I could never live off of instant oatmeal, but that's what I was doing at the time. So I realized that if I was going to really make it in the music business, which is what I was hoping to do, I needed to go somewhere where there was a lot of music going on. And in my mind, I thought New York City, Los Angeles, or Nashville, Tennessee. I had a friend I'd met, a songwriter who was from Nashville, and he had told me that anytime I was in Nashville, I should look him up and come and visit, that I would have a place to stay. Well, I took that quite literally. And I realized that I was going to be hitchhiking from Chapel Hill, North Carolina to Nashville with my cello because I didn't own a car. That begins the next chapter of the story, where I stop off in Blowing Rock, North Carolina, to visit my friend Bud. That chapter will be the next in this three-part story, where I'll tell you the life-changing experience that I had in Blowing Rock before setting out on the road to Nashville. It involves, as you might imagine, an acid trip, a recording session, and a strange religious experience that gave me a clue into the sacrifice that was yet to come and my life's purpose.